welcome to Hot Topics. I'm Dan Monroe. On today's show, we'll be looking at the Cleveland Division of Water and how they're enhancing their efforts to bring you the best in customer service and new technologies. My guests today both come from the Department of Public Utilities. Jason Wood is the Chief of Public Affairs, and Deborah Mitchell is the Interim Assistant Director. Thank you both for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Let's talk customer service. Customer service is key to any organization, no matter who your customers are. How is the Division of Water working in their customer service to make sure your customers have a good experience?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's kind of stepping back and saying that our customers are our top priority. And we put an emphasis on providing great customer services to our customers every single day. We try to do a variety of things to make the process of interaction, from getting a meter reading all the way through the bill, through the call center, through the payment options. We try to make that as customer friendly and customer focused as we can. We have stepped back over the last probably 6 or 7 years and really done some things from a operational and a technology standpoint and a training standpoint that have really focused on finding a better way to make sure that our customers are getting the service that they deserve.
So how are you measuring this? How do you know that this has been successful?
I think measuring success is one of the key components of what we're trying to do. As a part of all of the technology and operational and training upgrades that we've done, we've really kind of moved our measurement approach to a more numeric or a metric-driven measure of success. So we've stepped back and we've said, okay, we've established targets. So what we want to do is we want to get 99% of our bills out on time, for example. We've upgraded our billing system, we've upgraded our metering system, we've retrained employees, we've kind of put some additional standardized processes in place, and now we're getting about 99.8% of the bills out on time. And there's always going to be some that you need to take a little bit more of a detailed look at. So we're consistently hitting that metric. We're seeing fewer complaints come into our call center. About 5 or 6 years ago, about 8% of our total calls were bill disputes, and that's kind of how we measure and track complaints in the call center. That number is down a lot closer to 5% today, and it's continuing to move in the right direction. It all kind of starts with being able to get good meter reads, and we'll talk a little bit about the metering technology. 6 years ago, we were estimating almost 17% of our bills. And that's 60,000 customers on a quarterly basis who are getting a bill that was based on an estimated read as opposed to an actual read. Again, technology improvements, operational improvements, training improvements. I know it sounds redundant, but that's really at the heart of what we've tried to do to improve our customer service operations. And that 17% is now down closer to 4%. And that's had a huge, huge impact on our customers.
Well, it really looks like you're looking forward to the future of dealing with your customers with the Cleveland Division of Water. That's great.
Yes, we definitely are, and just to piggyback on some of the things that Jason mentioned, and just from a human perspective, those are the metrics that we've put in place. But just on a customer relations standpoint, a day doesn't go by or a week doesn't go by where one of our supervisors have received a compliment in reference to some of the metrics that we've put in place, where the customer service representatives have extended payment arrangements where they have the authority and the latitude to assist that customer. So it's that sort of customer-friendly touch that we can really tell that we've improved. Yes, we have our metrics. Yes, we've placed we're getting 99.8% of our bills out on a timely basis, and that also translates to a happy customer because they don't have estimated reads. They know that the bill that they're receiving is accurate. But in the event that they do have to contact us, we do have systems in place where we record those calls and we monitor the calls. As Jason indicated, we train our staff, we have processes in place, and we do get very good feedback from our customers as well.
And the feedback is key. The feedback is definitely key.
Definitely.
Let's talk a bit about billing. Water is a necessity for everybody. Times can be a little bit tough. How is the Water Division working to keep the bills, the water, affordable?
Well, I think we do quite a bit in terms of affordability, because we know that, and we know that folks need our product. Water supports jobs, families, communities. It really is at the heart of everything that we do as a region. So we want to make sure that that product is as affordable as possible. I think one of the biggest and most impactful things we've been able to do is actually in our current rate cycle, we've had 3 consecutive years of 0% rate increases. So beginning in 2016, again in 2017, and again in 2018 next year, we are not increasing water rates at all. So that impacts all of our customers. Another thing we've done to try to really help our customers is we've transitioned from our old quarterly billing system to a monthly billing system. And as we kind of move forward, we're in, I think, the second full month. Everybody's been converted for 2 months now. And that is going to have some real impacts on helping folks budget, plan a little bit more. It's a little bit more quick. It's a more quick detection mechanism for folks if there is a problem with their account. So instead of waiting 3 months to get that high bill, you get it a little bit quicker and you can adjust. We do a variety of other things to kind of help make customers aware. We make usage information available online. We've put increased payment options available online and over the phone. So we're really working hard to make sure all of our customers have an affordable experience as possible with us.
You know, now Deborah, what if someone out there they're just trying hard, but they're not making ends meet? Are there any kind of programs they can go into to help pay their water bills?
Yes, we do have a couple of affordability programs. We have our Homestead program, and our customers can feel free to go visit our website at clevelandwater.com to get all of the specifics on that. We also have our
the affordability program.
Right, the affordability program as well. So there are a couple of programs, along with our payment plan options, that our customer service representatives have the latitude and the latitude to provide to our customers. They will take a look at the history of the account, the payment history. So we do work with our customers to ensure that their needs are met from a financial perspective.
So the Cleveland Division of Water is really here to help?
Yes,
yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let's say someone gets a bill that they feel can be disputed. They feel it's a little bit too much, that it wasn't what they really used. How can they come to you, and is there a place where they can have that resolved? How is that all resolved?
Well, I think first and foremost, the initial entry point for most of our customers is going to be to contact our call center.
Right.
And our goal is for that call center representative who's taking that call to do everything they can to resolve the customer's issue, or kind of help explain the customer and kind of let them know what we're seeing and what the data tells us. Now, there absolutely are some instances where we can't resolve it that way. And I think there are escalation mechanisms and ultimately the review board process, which is available to folks.
That's true. I'd like to just expand on the dispute process, because we do have 2 paths. We do have unit supervisors in place at the call center, and we do try to ensure that our call center representatives resolve those calls. It's called a one-call resolution. And we give them the latitude to do that. But if it doesn't happen at that level, there are other avenues. We have the unit supervisor. The calls can be escalated there. We also have a call center manager. And if it's not resolved at that level, then we do have a water review board that can review some of the complaints. But there are criteria that the customer has to meet in reference to that.
Oh, so they can't just call up and request that we get the water review board? That goes through a process?
So there are a couple of, so the criteria is that you have to be a residential customer. You would have had to have received a disconnection notification. We do send out one disconnection notification 15 days prior to disconnect. And you would have to make that request for a water review board hearing within 10 days of the receipt of that disconnection notice. So that's the criteria for eligibility, if you will, for the water review board process. But we listen to everyone, and we're here to help in all situations.
Now, if it gets to the water review board process, what is that like? What do customers expect when they walk into that?
Well, so first and foremost, I'll tell you about the technical aspects of that, but what they should expect is a thorough and complete review of their account, of the situation, of the complaint, of whatever reason why they're requesting a water review board hearing. Now, the specifics to that, or the mechanics of that, is that the Water Review Board is made up of 15 members. They're professionals. They all work for the Department of Public Utilities. Now, there are sections embedded in the Department of Public Utilities and divisions. There's Cleveland Public Power, there's Water Pollution Control, and there's the Division of Water. and those members are made up of staff members from each one of those. Within the Division of Water, there's called the Customer Account Services Group that pretty much handles the billing, the call center, and that sort of thing. These members are not part of that group because we want them to be as unbiased as possible and to review the account from that standpoint. So you won't have 15 people in the room with you.
Intimidating.
It will be. So we typically pull 3 people from that 15-member board, so they will be in the room. And there will be one person from our Customer Account Services Group that will be there to provide detailed information in reference to the account itself. But the 3 members that will be part of would be part of that Water Review Board will just ask questions. The customer has an opportunity to provide information. They have an opportunity to tell their side of the story, and that committee will look at it, and then they will review it, and they will provide feedback in writing.
Now, everything we've talked about so far, the customer service, the billing, where they can go for disputes, that's all listed out on your website?
Yeah, absolutely. All of the information about the Water Review Board, about our discount programs, information about our affordability endeavors, you can find that at clevelandwater.com. There's a tremendous amount of information there. You can also create an online account where you can view your own usage, you can view your bill, you can pay your bill. So we offer a variety of kind of service options through the website as well as informational options.
Sorry, as well as the form to request the Water Review Board hearing is located there as well.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at the extreme side of things. Let's say you have an entity, a person, an organization simply just not paying their water bill. You've tried every avenue, you've tried every outlet. What happens next?
Yeah.
Well, what happens next is that we have to disconnect your service. Is that what you're referencing?
That's what I'm going into. I know
Okay,
there's been talk of tax liens, or the different talks of everything. What are tax liens, and how does that work there?
So tax liens are an assessment on your property taxes. The government actually assesses a claim. That's a general description of a tax lien. The liens that specifically that the Water Review Board has actually been approved to place on taxes are unpaid water bills. And the criteria, which is very, it's the last resort. It is literally the last step. The criteria that a customer's account meets in order to qualify for a potential tax lien is that your account, actually your water is off. So we've worked with you in reference to our payment arrangements or providing assistance, what have you. And the balance that is remaining, $300 or above, has to be in arrears of 180 days. That's 6 months. So we don't take any tax lien action until those 3 criteria are met. So, and then even prior to that, we are offering payment plans. We send letters out prior to placing the lien on the account. We are offering payment arrangements to the customer. If they make viable payment arrangements and adhere to them, we won't lien. So this is literally the last resort.
It sounds like you're trying to do everything you can to resolve this in a proper manner.
Exactly.
I think from all of the collections activity that we endeavor, our goal is to keep every single customer in water, because we know that your family counts on it. We know that you need it, but we want to be as open as possible to working with customers, whether it's through payment plans, whether it's through controlling costs and keeping bills affordable up front. It's through offering discount programs. It's through working with you through our call center. It's extending payment arrangements to you, and trying to do as much as we can. As Deborah said, a tax lien is the absolute mechanism of last resort that we want to use.
You know, sometimes in the media we hear water mixed with foreclosing on people's homes. That's not the business we're in, is it?
No, Cleveland Water does not foreclose on homes. We don't have that authority. We don't do that. We do, as we mentioned, in limited instances as a measure of last resort, have to implement a tax lien, but we don't take someone's home.
Good. let's turn to something good now, something really exciting.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about new technologies. I want to know, is it still the same of people going out and doing your meter readings, or is there new ways that we're able to gather that information?
No, we have upgraded our metering system, and that was really, I think, at the heart of a lot of the improvements that we've been able to make from a customer service standpoint. Under our old metering system, someone would drive around in a truck and they'd walk up to a little blue box on the outside of your house once every 91 days, and they'd punch a number in off of that, and that's how we collected our meter readings. About 5 years ago, we began upgrading all of our meter technology in the Cleveland Water System to what's called automated meter reading, or AMR. You've probably seen it as our Clear Reads program. That is a fixed network AMR system. So we no longer have to send people out to your house. We no longer have to drive trucks through your house. It uses fixed collectors throughout the service area to collect metering information from that. It's been a great efficiency improvement for us. It has had huge customer service impacts. We've upgraded, I think, about 393,000 customer meters. And really, that's what's helped us drive that estimated bill percentage down. I think we said at the top, we looked at a 17% estimation rate before the AMR program started. That's down to 4.5% right now. In the bulk of those, so even though 95% of our meters are the upgraded technology, the bulk of the estimates are coming from those meters we haven't upgraded yet.
Exactly.
It has been great from a customer diagnostic standpoint. So when customers do have questions about their bill and they call our call center, our reps can go in and they can look at the daily and even hourly meter reading information and help diagnose what's going on. We make all that available via our portal. So customers can create an online account and they can go look at their hourly and daily water usage information. I think probably one of the biggest benefits we've seen from a proactive customer standpoint is our courtesy leak notification. There is a point in the day where you should use zero water. It's 1 in the afternoon and you're at work, it's 1 in the morning and you're asleep. Your meter read should zero out for an hour. If we see a pattern that doesn't have a zero read in it, we will send you a courtesy notification saying, hey, you might want to look at things. You may have a leak. Our data is telling us there may be something going on at your property. If you have a 1 inch or smaller water meter, which is the overwhelming majority of our customers, probably it's the overwhelming majority are in that, you're automatically enrolled. If you have the portal account, we'll send you an email. If you don't, we'll send you a letter in the mail. Since we turned that feature on in November of 2014, we have notified over 35,000 customers of potential leaks. Of that 35,000, 88 have disappeared within a couple of days of receiving that notice. So the leak or the conditions that were causing the leaks have stopped. 90% of the 88% have disappeared without having to reach out to us. So it really is a true self-service option that we provide to customers. And that has huge benefits. It eliminates the frustration and the anxiety that comes with receiving a high bill. It reduces call volumes and call wait times. It allows people to kind of control water usage so we don't have as much water loss in the system. I think we all thought when we were doing the program that it was going to work. I don't know that we necessarily thought it was going to work as effectively and as quickly as it did.
Well, that's amazing, because I even have my own fears. Like, what if I have a hidden leak I don't know about, you know? And you're able to just diagnose that right away. Technology is just amazing, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's been fantastic.
You know, before we wrap up, I want to talk about one more thing. That's in the public relations department. Every time I go out to an event, especially on a hot summer day, summer's coming up, I always go by the Division of Water's table because they have that water trailer. I can go get a free glass of water anytime I want. Talk about that. Is that still coming up? I can't wait.
It's coming up. Summer's here, right?
Summer is here. We are getting into our special event season. We try to get it out as much as we can. We do have it's a water buggy. It has, I think, 8 or 10 taps on it. We usually have some folks out with some cups ready to answer your questions. We'll be out probably more than 100 events over the course of the next 5 or 6 months. We'd love to see you. Come talk to us, ask us questions. If we can't answer them, we'll get the answers. But the water buggy is a popular thing, and it's certainly great to be able to get out and give people that product and say, hey, this is what we're here to do.
I tell you, when that water trailer is there, you're always going to find me, because on those hot days, I'm always thirsty. Jason Wood, Deborah Mitchell, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
When we return, Enrique Correa will be joined by Director of Public Utilities, Robert Davis. You're watching Hot Topics on TV 20. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Don Wojtyla inviting you to watch the Polka Train right here on TV 20.
Welcome back to Hot Topic. I'm your host, Enrique Correa, and I'm joined by Director of Public Utilities, Robert Davis. How you doing, Mr. Davis? Thanks for joining us. You know, we got you on the hot seat today, so we got some questions for you. So let's get started.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, we have to inform the public, and we have to teach them and let them know what's going on over in your department.
I agree.
All right, let's go with question number one. What should Cleveland Water customers expect in terms of customer service?
Well, first and foremost, nothing is more important than our customers and the customers that we serve. We would not be here today without our ratepayers and without our customers. And the expectation is very clear. With regard to customer service, when you call in or you come in, you should be treated with the utmost respect and professionalism at all times. We want to make sure that we answer your questions precisely and as quickly as we can, but we want to make sure at the end of the day that you get what you deserve as a customer, and that's to be treated with the utmost respect and professionalism. And we continue to strive to do that each and every day.
I'm sure that's what every customer wants.
Absolutely. Customer satisfaction is what we thrive on.
And glad to hear it, glad to hear it. Okay. Number two, what are your expectations for the employees of the Department of Public Utilities?
Well, my expectations are clear with regard to employees. We hold all our employees to a standard of transparency and accountability. And for the vast majority of our employees, they come to work, they do a very, very good job. They give 110% in any and everything that we ask them to do. There are, upon occasion, some that don't adhere to the rules and regulations and policies. So we have to make sure that we hold them accountable. We do have some bad apples that we have to deal with from time to time. But the vast majority of the customers of our employees do an absolutely fantastic job.
Okay, sounds good. And I hope they would say the same about you.
I would hope that they would.
That they have a great boss. All right. How have you worked to make sure those expectations are being met?
Well, we have a lot of frontline managers, and when we're dealing with our managers, they hold them accountable. But we look at our standard operating procedures as we look at all the time. As Deborah and Jason mentioned earlier, they do a very, very good job at managing them and making sure that the standard operating procedures are met. We look at the metrics as we're measuring their performances. They're also evaluated on a constant basis. So we get an idea of how they're performing each and every day. I get a report at my staff meeting that's every week, and they give me a report on water review board hearings, customer service, all of those things that we find that are important to our customers, and particularly to me.
You've been with the Public Utilities 2 years now, right?
That's correct. Almost 2 years.
What have you seen during your time here that makes you confident that Cleveland Water is doing everything they can to make customer service improvements better?
Well, what I've seen in my 2 years and coming here is that when you talk about AMR and you talk about getting that accurate meter reading, which is the kind of sets the precedent for everything else. And once you get that, right, and we know that now we've reduced estimated bills, as they've indicated, to 17% down to 4%. So we can see the dramatic improvement in that. Okay, we can see the dramatic improvement in our call center as well, where we're getting less calls, we're getting more calls, and we're dealing with that in a basis where they're 30 seconds or less. So we're able to field more calls and do that. And we have less water review board hearings, which is really kind of predicated on our accurate meter reading so that we know that people are not disputing as many bills. And so that's a performance metric that we take a look at each and every day.
That sounds good, because if people are looking at their bill and they're not complaining about it, then they're not going to go and complain to you about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we thrive to, again, in customer satisfaction and to make sure that all of these expectations are met, and we take it very seriously, and I take it very seriously as well.
Keeping the customer happy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What's on the horizon in terms of for customer service in your department?
Well, what's on the horizon is we want to continue to look at our standard operating procedures. We want to make sure that we look at best practices. We want to make sure that we take a proactive approach to customer service. So when we look at meter operations, now we're able to say, hey, because of our financial investment that we've made in AMR, we can take a look now at our field crews in terms of our meter readings, our meter readers that are out there, and now we can actually deploy them, and they can do other things other than just read a meter. For an example, they can replace a meter, they can turn on and shut off. So we're doing a lot of things that drives efficiency, the technology that we have in place.
So a lot of versatility is there.
Absolutely, and really the technology that we have in place has really drives efficiency, and so we're able to leverage those things and get more information out there to the customers, react a whole lot quicker. So we're continues to make progress, and as been indicated before, we're not perfect, but we're making progress each and every day, and I think our performance metrics and what we look at and our from accountability standpoint, and all of our managers who take this very seriously to make sure that we do and give the customers what they deserve.
From what I'm hearing, it seems like technology it's helping you and your department interact with your customers better, so they feel like they're being taken care of.
Absolutely, and I think that's entirely true, given the fact that we've seen it and we see the progress that's been made from 2 years ago to today. 5 years ago, it's even better. 2 years ago, even better. Even today, even better. So we continue to thrive in that regard.
And numbers don't lie. And
numbers are not. The facts are the facts.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. What should people be looking out for, and how will it make it easier to interact with Cleveland Water through some of your efforts?
Well, I believe, again, when we talk about efficiencies and we talk about being able to leverage that technology to drive efficiency. And so when we look at our customer service and we look at our reps and we look at training them and coaching them, and we continue to invest in what they do, because what we want to do is educate our customers. And so the more that our customer service reps are educated, the more educated that we can educate our customers. And a lot of times what they need is education. They might not know what an MCF is. They might not know what these water terminology terms are. And so we're able to make sure that we know and understand that they're not as versed at this as we are. And so we continue to educate and communicate with them on that level.
And like we've all heard, education is power. So the more they know, the more helps you as well.
Education is knowledge, and knowledge is power.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
There you go.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
I'm glad you do. What is your long-term vision for Cleveland Water in terms of customer service?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you asked that. We want to continue to provide the best utility services at an affordable cost, while focusing on great quality customer service and make the city of Cleveland and surrounding areas a great place to live, work, and raise a family. And that's through the technology that it drives efficiency. And that efficiency over time translates into measures of performance that we take a look at. So I want to continue to make sure that we perform up to a certain standard. I want to make sure that after time, because there's a perception out there, and so it takes time, and once we're able to sustain that over time, then we can change the perception, thereby changing the culture. And if we can change the culture, then we can truly make a difference, because we didn't get in this overnight, we're not going to correct it overnight, and so we're going to continue to thrive in that regard. But if given time, I think that we will be a model for other cities to follow with regard to meter operations, with regard to customer service, with regard to meter reading, and all of those things, because we've made great strides in a lot of different areas, and I think it's important that we let our customers know that we value them and we would not be here without them.
No, just in the few months that I've been here at TV20, I've noticed your department has made such an effort to help people.
Absolutely. And we're going to continue that effort. And again, we have work to do, and we'll continue to do that work, and we'll continue to thrive to be a customer service friendly organization.
Is there anything else you'd like to add to let the people out there in Cleveland know?
I just want them to know that, we're here for them. We care about their concerns. We care about their disputes, and anything that they have, make sure that they call and they let us know what their concerns are and their disputes are, because we're here and we're really here to help. And that's what I want to tell our customers out there. We're here to help you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us on Hot
Thank you
Topic.
very much.
I'd also like to say thank you to Deborah Mitchell and Jason Wood for joining us here on Hot Topic. Remember, we're TV20. We are Cleveland.